Hello everyone and welcome to Chapter 10, back into ESL Pronunciation and Conversation. We're on Chapter 10, continuing the topic that we looked at last week, which was rhythm. And we're learning different aspects of rhythm in English. Last week we talked about stressed words, how content words, verbs, nouns, adjectives, adverbs. Content words give us what? Content words provide us with information, right? With information, and that's why we stress those words, whereas structure words or function words are usually reduced or unstressed. We're going to continue that topic of reduction is actually the topic for this chapter. And what reduced words sound like. Sure, they're unstressed or reduced, but how does that change their pronunciation? What do they sound like? We're going to look at that. We're also going to look at how reduced words are weakened or unstressed. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Chapter 10. We have a warm-up to do together. Exercise 1, page 77. So listen to the phone conversation with Tom, and you're only going to hear his half of the conversation. Circle the words that you hear. And this is CD True, track 14. Here we go.
Chapter 10, Exercise 1, A and B, page 77.
Yes, Mika's party's on Sunday at her house. That's right, it's 427. I can take you. Yeah, we're having cake and ice cream. I'll ask for volunteers to help. Victor can't come, but he can buy the gift. Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, one more time. And again, remember, structure words. And you can go back to Chapter 9, the previous chapter. On page 70 of Chapter 9, they give you a list of those different structure words. The, it, are, of, are as well would be a structure word, that these words are reduced. They're not pronounced as clearly. So keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out what you hear. I'll play one more time for you. CD2, track 14.
Chapter 10, Exercise 1, A and B, page 77.
Yes, Mika's party's on Sunday at her house. That's right, it's 427. I can take you. Yeah, we're having cake and ice cream. I'll ask for volunteers to help. Victor can't come, but he can buy the gift. Okay, I'll see you later.
All right. Yes, Mika's party is on Sunday at her house. That's right, it's 427. Probably giving the address, not the time, but the address. Notice that the number 2 is very clear. 427. That's not a structure word. 427 is giving us what? Giving us information. Must be the address, perhaps? I can take you. I can take you. Remember, if you look on page 70, helping verbs that are positive, that are affirmative, are reduced. The pronunciation is reduced, unstressed. But remember, negative, if you look at page 70 again, negative structure words, negative helping verbs are actually considered content words, and therefore they're stressed. So I can take you is reduced, can. I can take you. Yeah, we're having cake and ice cream. I'll ask for volunteers. Not I'll ask for volunteers. There's no emphasis on this word. There's no stress on this word. For would be a content word, right? It would be giving us information. It would be a noun, technically, or an adjective. So for, the preposition, this is reduced. I'll ask for volunteers. Notice how it's not stressed when we say it. I'll ask for volunteers to help. Victor can't come, but he can buy the gift. Kind of funny. Not invited, but he can bring a gift, huh? Victor can't come, but he can buy the gift. Notice can. It's not a can, not an emphasis, because just like up above here, when it's affirmative, it's reduced. But when it's negative, it becomes a content word. Victor can't come, but he can buy a gift. How many times have you been talking with someone and you're trying to figure out if they're saying can or can't? Happens all the time. Happens all the time, even with native speakers. We say, wait, can or can't? Just for clarification. Oftentimes, as we'll learn, if you go to the next page here, that makes English, listening to people speak English, very difficult. Many students think English speakers are speaking fast. Oftentimes, though, a lot of the issues are with reduction, right? That in English, for structure words, we're reducing the pronunciation. Why? Because these words really aren't important. They're not giving us information. And for that reason, we reduce them and we emphasize or stress the words that are important, which again are content words. Tell her she can sit here. Tell her she can sit here. Tell, content word. She, content word. Sit, content word. Here. Those are all content words, verbs or subjects. Or her is not a content word. And can, remember, is not a content word. So this is what we're going to look at, this particular chapter, that reducing words is natural. It's a normal part of the rhythm in English. We do it in English to create the rhythm so that we can hear content words more clearly. And just a polite piece of advice, don't try to hear every word clearly in English. When you're speaking, don't try to pronounce every word clearly in English. It actually oftentimes maybe even makes it more difficult for people to understand. Reducing words is natural and a normal part of English rhythm so that we can hear those content words more clearly. If you're going to try to emphasize or pronounce clearly anything, you would want to pronounce your content words more clearly and then reduce your function or structural words. And you'll be a more effective listener and speaker of English when you do that. All right, so we're going to continue on to exercise 2, one more practice. And what I want you to do for exercise 2, we're on page 78 now, is circle A or B based on what you hear. Now, take a look at these first. Notice that A is unstressed, B is stressed. Unstressed, stressed. So if you feel like that word isn't clearly pronounced, that there's not stress there, then it probably means it's reduced. For all of these, A is unstressed or reduced, and B is stressed. Okay, so let's give it a listen. CD2, track 15. See if you can distinguish between words that are being reduced and words that are being stressed. Structure words are reduced. Content words, information, nouns, verbs, adjectives, those are the words that are stressed and you're going to hear more clearly.
Exercise 2A, page 78.
1. I'll ask 4 volunteers to help.
2. It's 4 to 7.
3. They can come to the party.
4. The product is for eyes.
5. Is this too clean?
6. It's on a street somewhere.
Okay, one more time.
Exercise 2A, page 78.
1. I'll ask 4 volunteers to help.
2. It's 4 to 7.
3. They can come to the party.
4. The product is for eyes.
5. Is this too clean?
6. It's on a street somewhere.
I'll ask 4 volunteers to help. I'll ask 4 volunteers to help instead of I'll ask for volunteers to help. No stress, stressed. Information, content word, and that's why B for number 1 and also B for number 2. It's 4 to 7 instead of it's 4 to 7. 2 is pronounced it's 4 to 7. 4 to 7. So reduced because it's not important. It's just a structure word, right? A preposition. So B for number 2. For number 3, they can come to the party. They can come to the party. Can is reduced. We don't hear can't. They can't come to the party. It would be stressed otherwise, right? It's reduced. So number 3 is A. Number 4 was stressed. We heard the word for clearly. The product is for eyes. The product is for eyes instead of the product is for eyes. The product is for eyes. If you hear the word more clearly, then that means it's a content word. Is this too clean? Is this too clean? B for number 5. Instead of is this too clean? Is this too clean? Reduced because it's a content word, or excuse me, because it's a function word. Just like how it was in number 2, part A. All right, last one. It's on a street somewhere. It's on a street somewhere. It's on a street somewhere. We do this all the time with the letter A, the preposition A in English. Instead of it's on a street somewhere, that's a content word, right? That's a place, a noun. Here, it's just a preposition and therefore is reduced. So the main idea, and thank you for being so patient, this is a long introduction. The main idea is that structure words in English are usually reduced. And we know what we're actually going to look at a little bit more in detail this chapter, what they sound like, what sounds they make, and how they're reduced. But the main thing that we're going to take away from in this chapter, structure words, prepositions, articles, conjunctions, negative auxiliary modals, all of those are reduced so that more important content words are easier to hear. Structure words are reduced, unstressed. so that content words are more easy to hear. All right, let's go ahead and continue on and get some practice under your belt so you have a better idea of rhythm of reduced sounds, reduced words.